Welcome to Badass in Action, the show that ignites your inner fire and propels you toward your epic goals. I'm Melanie Browning, delivering raw interviews, game-changing stories, and mindset hacks to keep you moving. Get ready, it's go time. Well, hello there, you badass. I am Melanie Browning. Welcome back with another solo episode. Yes, that's right. You're going to be here with me. But what's great about this is we can focus on you and why you're here. Why did you show up for this Badass in Action podcast? So again, if you're familiar, you're new to the show, I am here for you, the badass that is looking to start or grow your business. So today, I want to share with you 3 key life and success principles that have absolutely changed my life. And there's kind of a way that I picked them because there's all sorts of self-help, self-improvement, success principles that are out there that can really help move the needle for us. But I have a process that I go through and I basically ask, who needs to hear what today? What do I need to share today? And these are the 3 that came up. Now, also, I want you to have a realistic expectation for yourself on this, because even though I'm presenting three huge changes, if you're not familiar with these and you don't practice these, can be a large bite to take all at once. So what I'm asking for you is to listen and see which one key principle stands out to you and move forward on implementing that in your life, whether it be for your business that you want to start or grow, or just anywhere in life that you can put it into action. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. Today's first principle, and this is from Jack Canfield's The Success Principles. It is his chapter 1, take 100% responsibility for your life. Now, I know this kind of might sound, yeah, duh, but how many people do not do this? It's something that maybe, we're used to looking who to blame, where to point the finger, what sort of thing, whose fault was it? The problem with this is that when we are blaming others, we are giving them or the thing the power over our own lives. And this, when I read this, was an absolute game changer for me in that it made me re-examine how I show up and where I'm giving the power. I was kind of binge listening to Alex Hormozi last night, and I loved it. It jumped out to me when he said, wherever you point the finger is where you're giving the power to. And it's so true in that we're literally pointing and giving away that power. So for an example, whenever you find yourself looking for, how was I wronged? It really is kind of grabbing hold of more of a victim type of mentality. And in that state is a very hard place for us to be able to change. Because when we're looking at how we have been wronged, we're not looking at what it is we can do differently. And so I just kind of want to ask you, where in your life has something happened to you? Because things will continue to happen to us. An event might occur. Those kind of things that we don't have control over. But where has something happened to you and because of it, you keep blaming that as how the outcomes that you want in life aren't showing up. And one of the prime examples of how, or one of the formulas that Jack Canfield has there is the E plus R equals O. And that means you can have an event, but it's plus your response is actually the formula to the outcome. So E plus R equals O. The thing that can happen, the event, but it's truly your response. That's the one thing in the equation that you can change is the response. And that will have a direct impact on the outcome. So stop giving your power to the E, the event. Shift the power back over to your response, and it will shift into the outcome that you want. Now, it might not always be right off the bat. There might need to be some adjusting to that response of how you need to show up, what you need to think, what you need to say. But you have the power over changing that R each time, and therefore getting the feedback from the outcome that you get. So that was always a game changer. And again, it's not about giving excuses to others or not acknowledging that huge life events happen. They are real, they are there, and some of them definitely need to be dealt with on many, many levels. But this is more about giving you the control, the power to really own and get the outcomes that you want, right? Because a lot of times we're looking for a better way of living. We want something else. We want to grow. We want to have more in life or something new in life. And it's absolutely possible to be able to grow and to go after those things that you want, but only if you're looking for the solutions, you're looking for what you have control over yourself that you can change and move forward. So think of one shift in an area. It's normally the place where you're kind of beating your head against the wall. You feel like nothing's changing. And especially if you really, really look at it, you're blaming someone else and you're giving them the power. So just kind of throw that one in your back pocket there. And I want to jump on over to the second tip of the day. And this one, man, this one's super personal to me. It is little by little, a little becomes a lot. I don't know where this saying originated from. It's been around. I've heard it reflected back to me in many, many areas. But the one place it definitely stands out is from a mentor that I have, Sean Croxton. And I just kind of want to tap into, I was watching it was some sort of National Geographic, and they were showing how they were training this elephant. They were needing to get this elephant to be able to follow all of the other elephants and go to another part of the enclosure. It was a huge enclosure. And it was showing just a part of the process. And the elephant took like one step in the direction, and they rewarded this elephant with, I think it was some sort of food treat or anything like that. And they're like, okay, we're going to let her rest now. And I was like, wait, that's it? Like, that's it. And they weren't going to approach it for a whole other day. That one little step in the direction that they wanted, and they rewarded it because they understand this principle. A little by little, a little becomes a lot. They know that over time, they'll be able to get the elephant to do what they need to do through these small steps of rewards. And I've seen it since that. I've noticed it in many other types of trainings and really, rewarding the positive behavior and those type of things. And the reason that I think so often, I know me personally, let me know if you feel the same way, is that, we want the success, we want the growth, we want the money, whatever it is that we're wanting, we want it yesterday, right? We are pretty impatient a lot of the times. And so having to slow down and accept that little by little, a little becomes a lot is not always what we want to hear, but it does ring true. In our gut, we know it. It's just a lot of times we want the big thing. Trust me, I love quantum leap type moments and, getting the thing. But the little by little really does help cement within a person the person that they're becoming. They take it a step at a time. They gain the confidence. They take another step and another step. And again, I just want to give another shout out to Sean Croxton, because whenever I hear that saying, that is the person I think of, and it brings a smile to my face. And knowing that where I started, when I first discovered Sean Croxton through an interview he did years ago, and the steps I've taken, listening to his podcasts, joining his book club, and I was fortunate enough to be in a class that he offered called Money Mind Academy. Through that, and hearing back time and time again, little by little, little becomes a lot. It would come back up to me when either I tried to do the big thing and it was very frustrating and very hard, and I realized I need to reset and just take one step at a time. And that's where I'm like, okay, there's Sean's voice in my head. Little by little, a little becomes a lot. And each time I take that step forward and move up and take the little step and the little step, it's wonderful because I catch myself looking back and seeing how I've grown. So I just ask you to take that moment now and think, what is the big thing that you're going for? And it seems nearly impossible. But yet if you realize, okay, let me breathe, take a moment, and what step can I do now that will get me closer to that in the future? And just reminding yourself every single day, what's one step that I can take today that will get me closer to that goal? Because before you know it, you're going to look back, see how far you've come, and realize you're closer to your goal than already the huge amount of distance that you have already covered. So little by little, a little becomes a lot. And I really impress upon you, if you feel it called to you, check out SeanCroxton.com. He has many different opportunities there, and I believe he's bringing back his Money Mind Academy. If he is, and this episode comes out in time, make sure you jump on that if you can, because that training, that mentorship has absolutely, little by little over the amount of time, given me that quantum leap. So he's definitely someone you can check out. SeanCroxton.com. That's SeanCroxton.com. And whatever he has going on, check him out and see what resonates with you. Okay. And so for the number 3 that I have today, oh, this one's super great. So it is, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? This one's so powerful as I've used it with many clients, friends, family, and myself. It's one of those sayings that I think so many times we are in either arguments or we're fighting for something, and there's just that other side that we're fighting against. And it's just a matter of, I think we often lose sight of what it is we really want. And sometimes we want to be right, because what is that? That's our ego, right? But most of the time we want to be happy, or we want the thing, right? It's not so much about my way is the right way. It's just about, I want to be happy. So being able to take a step back and looking at, what is it I really want here? And what really matters? Can I let go of the argument? Can I let go of whatever it is that's creating this resistance? And recently I discovered, as I heard it another way, is this saying can be used anyway. It's, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Or recently heard it as, do you want to be rich, or do you want to be right, or do you want to be rich? It really can be interchanged for the thing that's kind of, what it is you want. If you're looking for happiness, if you're looking for wealth, and that really does help reset the way that you're looking at things. So if you're finding yourself getting stuck and arguing against something or getting pushed up against something, remind yourself to take a step back. Ask yourself, what is it I really want? Focus on that end thing and say, okay, what is it I need to get there? And most times it's not going the same course that you're going. A lot of times we're just fighting to be right, when in fact that's not even really what we want. We just want the end outcome. Oops. Okay, so those are the 3 things. Again, take 100% responsibility for your life. That comes with the formula, the beautiful formula, E+R=O. An event in life plus your response, which is the variable there, equals the outcome, or little by little, a little becomes a lot. I'm sorry. So yes, 100% responsibility for your life. A little by little, a little becomes a lot. And would you rather be right or would you rather be happy? Those are the 3 takeaways today. Right now, which one is calling you? Which one kind of either lights you up or even kind of maybe even spurs you like, oh, that one hurts a little bit. Which one stood out to you? Go ahead and comment below so I know which one is really ringing out to people. And I just kind of invite you to take a look at those things and explore what those mean for you. Because a lot of times when something's grabbing our attention, it's our inner self guiding us to let us know this is an area that we are ready to grow in and have more beautiful outcomes in life and go along the journey that we're looking for. So, again, if you're looking for any more guidance on this, if you have questions about these, please don't hesitate to reach out. Or if you're wanting to know how that looks in your life, how you can apply any of these principles or any sort of success principles in your life, how you can translate them into the way that you're living every day so that you can have the outcomes that you want, please contact me at yourspotlightawaits.com. Thank you so much and continue being badass. Thanks for tuning in to Badass in Action. Drop a quick note, DM, comment, or review, letting me know the moment that hit hardest or the questions it sparked. Your insights fuel future episodes. Until next time, stay badass, keep moving, and remember, you got this.